Hey guys, I'm just getting set up. Lani is running late because she went and picked up a bunch of awesome ceramics. So while I'm trying to get set up in the group, let's see if that's going to work. I hope. It doesn't say that I'm live. Oh, there it is. Video. Okay, well, at least it says I'm there. Hopefully that's going to work. That's all I can hope for. Let's see. Say hi when you get on. I'm trying to. I wanted to make sure that I was live in the actual event, and I'm not sure if I am. I see. It's okay though. I see where I am on my page. Hi Myra. Lani's running a little late. Let me know if you guys can hear. Christina, can you turn down just a little bit more, babe? My daughter-in-law's playing a video game with her brother, and he gets as excited as my son does for stuff. So she's super quiet, but then it comes through loud for him. Well, I hope that this is on in the event. Let's see. Okay, and then I want to make sure to share it to the group, so just give me a minute. I said that we were doing that. That says live. So hopefully I'm live. That's all I can say in the event. I'm really hoping that's happened. And Lani will ping in here in a little bit. I had been telling Lani that I wanted to, she's been doing some live videos, and I thought it would be cool if you guys learned how we met and what she's been doing to get her business up and running, because we met in a class. So want to learn about her, and hopefully DJ will get on, but I'm not sure because I think they've been picking up molds today. So I'm going to go do this really quick, wait for her to join us, and say happy Sunday. It's been a busy Sunday for me. I'll go ahead and share this. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to be sharing it to some groups. There's something weird that's happening where I think it's the comments that are in the group that I don't see on StreamYard. So if I'm not responding to comments when you guys get on, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because there's something weird about groups that I haven't quite figured out yet. So, and I'm a little stuffy, so I apologize for that. Almost done. And groups. And we're going to share there. Hey. Why do I have to type this in? So much typing. But I am not a professional, I don't know, live podcaster person. Okay. So I think I've posted in all of the places, and when you guys do jump on, make sure to say hello. That was my last video there, so I'm just going to go back. There. There I am there. Okay. So yeah, so Lani, so I was texting her earlier today and was like, I kind of feel like I pressured, not really like I pressured her, but I was like, I kind of feel like I sprung this on you. You know, are you ready, or do you want us to share your story? Because it's a really great story. She might not be ready to share it. I don't know. But she didn't respond to me. So I was like, well, I know sometimes Sundays, like it's after, she's church and stuff like that. So I just thought, well, okay, I'm just gonna get ready. So then I decided to color my hair, and I literally left almost no time. Like I just finished blow drying my hair, so it's fine. While we're waiting for her, let me show you guys the fun stuff. So these are tests. I haven't quite figured it out yet. My husband got me that X tool, that laser, and I've been playing with it. So I made these. Oh, it's too dark. I guess you can see it from here. I don't have the other camera set up. Look at that. That's lasered onto a slate coaster. Let me see if I can set up the other camera. You guys really have to see it. I have so many things on my desk, though, because I had to make room. Remove that out of my way and move this closer. I had to make room to bring the laser down here, because right now it's just on my dining room table. Okay, let me see if I can add this so you guys can see. Present extra camera. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. Let's turn the light on and share. Let me add it. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. Still trying to figure out the settings. This one turned out a little bit better than this one. This one didn't quite etch the way I had expected it to, or engrave the way I'd expected it to. But aren't those cute? Hi, Kim. So I was playing with it. I was playing with that this weekend. I just think these are adorable. I'm playing with them. Eventually, when I have them set up correctly, I'll start selling these on the website. My nose is all runny. And then I did these on wood last week. Thanks. I don't know if you can read it. I don't know if it's mirrored. For me, it's upside down and backwards, but it says, remember when I asked for your opinion? Me neither. So I did that one. I have another one around here somewhere. It's too far back. So remove that. I was playing around. In fact, I was very frustrated. It's been set up. The camera's there. I keep looking at myself there. It's been set up. Oh, my poor nose. The allergies have been killing me. So I was down here. I was getting this big long table ready to try and get the laser down here. It's not a huge machine, but it's big enough that I needed the paint caddies that you guys have seen. I needed those not on the back of this big table. And so, but then they're paint caddies and they're individual stacks. My brother-in-law made them. I bought two from the people who actually came up with paint caddies, right? So there's two. I probably call mine. My brother-in-law made paint caddies because they came up with them. But I'd kind of been like, well, I kind of want mine to be like this. So my brother-in-law did it. So he made me a bunch. And so that's where, like, a lot of times when I've turned my camera around, you guys have seen all the paint. You're like, I love your paint storage. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I had to take all those down, but I don't really there's no more wall space down here for me to put them. So I literally went and got one of those those flat furniture dollies from Harbor Freight. And I spent time securing them to that and stacking them. I'll have to show you guys that later. It's not done yet. So I could get the laser down here. But when I was messing with the laser, it said, do you want to do the update? Of course I want to do the update. Why wouldn't I want to do the update? Well, as soon as I did the update, the software wouldn't load. So I uninstalled and I reinstalled. That didn't work. I restarted my computer. That didn't work. I uninstalled and reinstalled and shut my computer down completely. That didn't work. So then somebody in the Xtool groups were just like, well, go back to the previous version. I'm like, where am I supposed to find that at? But then I went to go check that all out, and it was like I had this optional Windows update. It was optional. It wasn't like, hey, you have an update that you need to do. That took an hour and a half or so to load. Once I did that, it worked. It was like fine. But then I started messing with these like coasters, and there's an air purifier. It does really well, but inevitably you open it up and there's dust. I mean, it's slate, so there's this slate dust in between all the dust down here that I woke up and all the slate dust. My nose has been nuts all weekend. So let me just go real quick to this other place. Hopefully she will be here soon. I think this is the, so yeah, that's the group that usually I can't see it. So that's what I did this weekend. That, and I made corn salsa. We went to the store. We found great wine. Make sure Lani's not trying to message me. That would just be awful. We got stuff like some prosciutto and some goat cheese and some fig spread. So we got some stuff for charcuterie board, and we ate that for dinner last night. Me and my daughter-in-law did. My husband's not into charcuterie. And so yeah, it's been a busy weekend. Had a lot of stuff to do, but stuff popping up over here. But it's been good. It's just that now, like, I've got the dust allergies, and I keep taking allergy medicine, and it's not helping. So while we wait for Lani, let's see if I have any announcements for you guys. I don't. All brush orders are going to be out by tomorrow. I think I have 2 left that had to ship. I was just waiting to get an order for some of the brushes that sold out. Yep, I'll be doing the drawing. It'll be November 1st or 2nd-ish for those 6M brush sets that I showed you. That everyone who purchased this month has a chance to win one of those. My husband and son are outside with the dogs, and they keep slamming the door. I am going to start posting. I mean, I have the settings almost dialed in, but I'm going to start posting these. And then I have some really cool keychains. I have some other wood ones that I'm working on. I have some jewelry that I'm working on. I have to start getting that all together to post it. I say, other than that, I'm just trying to learn some fashion hues. I'm working on this dude. I don't know why I started working on him, because he's not Christmas. I got this piece from Kim Chris when I got back from Dimple Fest. Make sure Lani's not trying to message me. So I decided I was done messing with some things, and I'll show you my vampire in a minute. I started painting this guy. He's so cute. She has him glazed inside, so he's like a true planter. You wouldn't believe how long it's taking to get this black based down on this. Like, I'm even using a bristle brush, like a dry brush. I'm using that because it is a little easier to get the paint up in the things, but it's causing me some heartache. I've got this guy glittered. You guys probably can't see the glitter. I'll have to do the pictures. So his red cape is glittered. You see it in the light. His shoes and his gloves. And it's not glitter paint. It's glitter that I didn't mix in with paint. I sprinkled it on. And I've never been in such a glitter nightmare mess in my whole life. That's all I can leave it at. I want to say, and I didn't have a lot. I wasn't down here. Of course, I have my full-time job, so I wasn't down here. I don't paint every day for hours, but I would come down and I'd start, I'd put the base coat down and I'd put the glitter on and I'd have to wait for it. I'm trying to brush it off and it's flying everywhere. It's getting in my hair. It's getting on the dogs. it's getting all over other projects I didn't want it on. I was just like, I don't know that I'm ever going to play with loose glitter again. I have all different little things. Oh, Lani's coming. Lani's coming. There she is. Ah, hey, girl.
Hey, hello.
I'm talking about glitter nightmare hell.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just trying to keep the rambling going until you got on.
Yeah, my husband calls that the STD of the craft world.
He's not wrong.
Right?
He's not wrong. I mean, it's unreal. When you mix it in with your paint, it's not as bad. But one of the things, depending on the fineness of the glitter or what you're going to mix it in to brush it on, sometimes it like all clumps together so you don't get that smooth look to it. And I just was like, no, I'm gonna put the base down. It's the first time I did it. I was like, I'm just gonna do it this way.
Did you put the base down and then sprinkle it on?
And I did it because he's supposed to be like my Michael Jackson vampire, okay?
Yeah.
And so I wanted his gloves to be glitter, and I wanted his shoes to be glitter.
Right.
But then I decided, because I'd even, red being the finicky color it is, the red base coat wasn't bad. But then I was like, oh, I think I'm going to try some of the Fashion Hues metallic one to like make it sparkly like inside of Red Capes is. But that wasn't working well. Like that was actually making it streaky because, I mean, I don't even know how to use the stupid stuff yet, but I'm over here doing it. So I was like, forget it. I'm doing glitter. And then it was like 3 days of glitter everywhere. And I made the mistake of not putting wax paper down in this plastic bin that I was using to try and catch my glitter. Plastic, I love him. Plastic is static electricity. So when I was trying to sweep it, it's like blowing all up at me because of the static electricity. It was awful. I had just washed my bed stuff. My dogs, hey Terry, they got it in my new clean bed. It's all over that. I'm like, I'm done. It's fine. But anyway.
Now, I'm so glad that you're telling us about this, because I was just thinking last night that it would be fun to sprinkle the glitter on.
I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm not saying that it doesn't give it a really great look. He wants to say hi.
Come here. She wants to play. I've been gone.
Yeah.
And she wants to play.
Yeah. And then you're like, I'm pressured into, getting home and doing this live.
Yeah, no. Sorry for my delay. I actually went up to see Kira, and we did a buyout on a store in California together. And so I had to go collect the goods.
How many goods did you get? 'Cause I want people to know like how we met and like that story, but people kind of already know you because you've been doing your videos.
Yeah.
So tell us, what goods did you get? Are they surprises? Because if they're surprises, I don't want to ruin it.
No, they're not yet. I still need to go through a lot, but we ended up getting, there's some molds. I'm not even sure which molds she pulled for me. So I have some more molds to add to the collection. So I'm excited to look at those. I know one's a Christmas tree. Yeah. And then there was a lot. I probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, probably have 8 20-gallon Tupperware of greenware that I need to clean. So,
and it made it through all of the travels.
Yeah, crazy.
That's insane. Well, I can't wait to see them. It's so funny. I get so excited when I hear people have trees. I don't paint trees. It's so funny.
I've never painted one either.
So back when, so my dad's mom, she used to do ceramics. She had this huge craft room, and all she did was like ceramics. And so she would do like what do you want to call it? What is it? The unicorn piece that I have to have someday. I have found it at a couple of shops. And I'm not even like, it's not even really about the price. It's just about some of my experiences with those shops that I just wasn't going to risk it. Just, and it's not even like, but it's just like, I want this piece. It's a set. It's the Sugar Plum Kids set. And they're like, I don't know, they're like 18 inches tall. They're the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And it's the carolers next to the lamppost. There's a dog on a sled and a mailbox. Like, I love this set. It is my unicorn. But so when she used to paint, she would do a lot of trees and nativities. She was very, very into church and doing, a lot of religious pieces. So she had in her whole house, she had all these beautiful, and she did glazes, right?
Yeah.
So I used to try to paint with her, and it just was hard for me as a kid because, like, you don't really see what the color is. It doesn't make sense when you're using it when it's a glaze, and you're not seeing it like as clearly as you do acrylic. So, but she used to do, like, everyone in our life got that quintessential green Christmas tree with the bulbs, like the one everyone has. And it was a beautiful. We had got it out. My mom still has it. Still get it out every Christmas. It just wasn't my favorite thing in the world. It was beautiful. It's a keepsake, right?
Yeah.
But I just wasn't my jam. The only reason I even bought like the pegs that go into it or into them was because I have some truck inserts or trees that go with sets, kind of like when we did the elf set, the crackpot set, they had trees. So, but I did the Holly Hopewell customized.
I'm cutting you off. Sorry. DJ just came in, so he can come say hi.
DJ.
He had
No,
to back the trailer in.
Yeah, he's supposed to come sit in on the thing. We're talking about you guys.
Come into the view. You got it. Oh, you can see.
I was hoping you were going to get on, but I was like, well, I don't want to pressure him to get on.
Yeah,
sometimes
we
I'm
pulled up
pushy.
and I ran in. I ran into the house and he parked the trailer. So
Okay, I'm done talking about the Christmas tree store. We'll talk about it later. So wait, so I want to. So I haven't. This is my first official meeting DJ, by the way. I feel like I know him, but so when I met Lani in a Mullane Culver class, a Hope and Dimples class, right?
Right.
That was a year and a half ago.
It was, yes.
About a year and a half ago,
About
right?
a year ago. Yes.
And you had told us that you and your husband acquired this trailer or something of molds and that you'd never poured, you'd never done anything. You guys just acquired all these molds, right?
Yeah.
I'm remembering this right. Okay. And I remember you saying, like, when we get to pouring, can I send you guys some stuff so you can tell me like what I can do? And I'm like, all the time, you can always send me stuff. I'm all about that life. Oh, did we lose her for a second? Hold on, there she is. So, so then, okay, fine. Didn't really hear much about it. And then we're getting ready to go to Dimple Fest. And like at Dimple Fest, you're like, my company's casting color. And like, you already have like this shop. Your husband like redecorated the whole stinking house so you can have this shop in your house. And he's like ripping down walls. And then the garage, I'm watching this garage and I'm like, can he come to my house? No. So and then I thought the best thing was when you started to show people like the process. He was showing you the process because he's the one that's been pouring all of the stuff.
So yeah, that is so true. So when we started pouring, okay, let me back up at the story. So I started painting ceramics back when I was in 5th grade. And it was an after school. One of the teachers had a kiln in his classroom, and you could go after school and paint something.
Okay.
So I did, and I really enjoyed it. And then when we got married 26 years ago, his mom was into ceramics, and she would invite me to go paint with her and her friends. And we did that for a couple years, and then life happened, and friends went their own way, and just life happened. And so 20 years later, I was like, I really want to paint again. But there aren't very many ceramic stores around anymore. We couldn't find any here, really. And so DJ was out of town working. And he laughs. I came across this marketplace sell where a couple was going through a divorce. They'd inherited their parents' shop, ceramic shop, but they didn't want to carry it on, so they needed to allocate everything. And so I messaged the guy and I was like, I'm interested. He said, if you can come get it today, it's yours. And it was for a crazy good deal. And so I went and I looked, and it was a whole garage full of molds. DJ's out of town. So I call my dad up, I call my brother, my nephew.
Wait, did we ask DJ, like, hey, is this okay?
Oh, no. He didn't even know about it. Not at all. So he comes home from his work, and I hadn't even said anything. So they helped me. We made 3 trips. Like, we each had trucks and trailers, and it took 3 trips. And he comes home, and I was like waiting because I've done one major project before, and I knew what his reaction was to that one. Well, this one, the garage opens, and he sees it, and he's like, "What the hell?" And so that is how he was pulled into it.
So how long was he like, what the hell? I mean, how long was he mad?
I don't know. He doesn't really stay mad at me, but probably internally. I don't know. How long were you mad for?
Doesn't do any good to get mad, so
I love that.
Just roll with it.
Yeah.
So you were just like, okay, now I'm gonna like rehab the house for this. Or like, when did you start getting excited about it?
I just enjoy watching Lani get excited about it. That's really what it does for me.
Aw.
So that's what I've been doing, is just trying to support her the best I can and make things as easy as possible for her, kind of deal.
That's awesome. Where's my husband? He needs to. He supports me. Maybe begrudgingly, but that's really awesome. So supporting her then, because at the time she just really liked painting.
Correct.
Right? So she wanted to paint. You had all these molds. Somebody needed to pour it. So when did you start doing that right away?
No, it was 6 months?
Well, probably 6 months. It probably took us 6 months to organize them the first time. So we organized them, and then we found a shop that's, I don't know, 25 minutes south of here. And we went down there, and DJ just connected really well with it's Patty Ceramics, and her husband, Patty's not around anymore. She passed away last year. But her husband Joe just was really, really great with DJ and spent some time and showed him what, best practices are for it. And
That's
DJ came home and just said, let's do it. Let's try it.
Yeah, it's got to start making some money if it's going to take up room.
For real. They need to earn their rent. Like, we got to pay rent on this stuff.
Time to pay up.
Oh my gosh. So how did that morph then? Because Lani, if I remember this right, like I don't want to say he like built a whole new room, but he like tore a wall down or something from what I'm remembering, so you can have your place.
Yeah, he did. So actually, I've been painting, and we've been pouring, and I'm giving away all of these pieces for others to paint. Come paint with me. Like, I'm trying to gather people. And he's like, sweetheart, you really need to start making some money just to cover your expenses.
100%.
And I'm like, I know. So Dimple Fest came, and we went to Dimple Fest. And when I say we, I took my daughter Satara with us.
Oh yeah, I know. I put her name wrong on all of the things. I know. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it's great. And so she went with, and while we were gone, he decided to surprise me, and he knocked a wall out downstairs and made a studio, an art studio for us. And it's, oh gosh, what's the size of it?
We measured it at 18 by 14, I think.
28.
28 by 14, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
I don't even think that my house edge to edge is that way. I'm just like, that's nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah. It's
Well, how much of it was done? I mean, Dimple Fest was a weekend, so you were gone 4 days. How much of that was done before you got back? Like, oh my God.
So he knocked it down really fast, but then he did all of the electrical himself and the floor and the drywall, all of that. And so that took a couple months. Well, Dimple Fest was in June.
There's a month
Yeah.
and a half, isn't it?
And we were completely finished about a month ago, wasn't it? I don't know. It just time goes. So it was a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. We're gonna have to find a reason for you guys to need to come visit me. I have a ton of electrical stuff.
There you go.
I need a DJ in my life, okay?
I don't mind doing it at all.
Just she can come paint with me.
Yeah.
Fine.
No.
Yeah. I'll come paint with you, and he can do your electrical. It's a win-win.
Pay him, it'll be great. Like, this is a nightmare here. Okay. So I know. So when I met you at Dimple Fest, like, so I kind of felt like I knew you just because we'd taken, I think, every class together. I feel like we were just in all of the classes because I can never learn enough from Elaine. But
Yes.
when we met, I kind of felt like we were family. And then, and you don't have to get deep into it. You don't have to like tell all the details of your story like you did at Dimple Fest if you're not ready for that yet. But that was just like when I was like, that's it. She's like really my family. She's my sister. This is amazing. And I remember you had your website ready, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't hit the button. You wouldn't do it. And I was just like, girl, so I had my website almost a year and I didn't have anything done to it. I was just like, websites are hard and I work full time and then I want to paint. And then the stencil thing happened. And I was like, oh, I am not taking orders for stencils on Facebook ever again. That was a nightmare. So I like threw it up. There was misspellings. People couldn't find stuff. It was a nightmare. And I still was like, push the button. You got to go live. Push the button. So you did that weekend.
Yes, I did.
Which was great.
I pushed it and I took that leap of faith and said, I'm not completely ready, but this is going to push me to just keep it going.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, like when we started painting, you painted, I didn't realize that you had actually started painting years and years and years ago because I literally had just started painting. So what was the thing, like, when did you start getting into all of the ceramic groups and like finding, because I know we found Elaine at like the same time. I feel like everyone has the same story. Like they saw the Yeti video. That's when they found her and like she blew up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the Yeti and DJ had actually just poured the first, gosh, what was it we even poured for the first time? Do you remember?
We were doing those heart bears and stuff, weren't we?
Yeah.
First.
We did some heart bears and I knew how to paint and to dry brush, but it just felt like something was missing. So that's when I went to Facebook, social media, and I said, okay, I'm going to try and find something. And that's where I found Elaine. I was like, I've got to take her classes.
Did you find her right away? I feel like I looked at every YouTube video on dry brushing that was exactly the same as the last one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Too. And I don't know, it just happened to be the right time and the right place.
Yeah.
And I went to DJ. I'm like, look at this. She's doing a class. I have to take her class. Because her technique and the fact too that she would talk about how she was self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that is huge because
that's a natural talent right there. Like you are self-taught to do this. Like, and I want to talk more about that too, because we have some things to say about that. But that's kind of how I felt too. And it's like watching her, because like, I think even watching my grandma, I know you've painted before, but like there was this one way to do it. And that was it. So, she just, and it's not that there's other people out there that aren't, using embellishments or doing other things. But I think that it was just the way that she kind of goes through and she explains it and she tells you to think of your light source. How do you want your shadows to fall? And, all the things that like, it's common sense, I think, to us now, because like, hey,
Yeah.
That makes
But
sense.
it's amazing since she did that and started saying, just stop and look at something.
Yes.
Something that's real, look at it and start looking at the shadows. And I have never taken the time to actually do that. And once she said that, I will actually look at something. I'm like, I totally can see the
I
shadow.
can't not see it. Like
Yeah.
everything I look at, I'm like looking at the shadow. Like even in photographs, because like when she started doing the masks and she was doing, I think it was the Indian lady, the mask, like thinking about like looking at the picture when she put her inspiration photo up and she put the mask up, you look at the inspiration photo and like how the shadows go. So like I'm like looking up everything I can on like illustrations and light and shadow and all that stuff, like just to look it up and see what it looked like.
Yeah.
And you can't not see it now. Like you look at it and you totally understand.
Right.
But does that still mean, like, for me, every video I saw on dry brushing was you base paint it black. Okay. Like I did this guy because I wanted him to have black underneath, right? But she does not teach that.
No.
And there's been some pushback from some people on like that's not how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that like we were talking the other day, and it was especially because I do want you to talk about your experience again at the class you took, which is awesome. And DJ can relate to this too, because you work with your hands all the time. There's no one right way to do things. Like there might be the way that this is the best and this is the safest. Like in construction and things, like you have to think of OSHA, you have to think there's certain things you have to think of. And me and Lani work in corporate America. So like there's a million ways you can do it, but this is the way we're doing it for best practices and to standardize things. And like we get that. But there's never, ever only one way to do anything. And every time I hear somebody say, she's not certified, or this person shouldn't tell you to do that, or this person isn't reputable because of whatever, I just want to like punch myself in the face because
Yeah.
For so many years, I mean, I'm in this corporate job. I'm doing something that I really love doing, but I got my GED. I didn't graduate college. I waitressed and then I data entried and I did all of these things and I worked my way up because I'm smart and I pick up on things and I'm logical. I just didn't get a degree.
Yeah.
And up until really I got this job that I have, I kept thinking, I stayed at a job that like I loved my coworkers, but my manager was a nightmare. And no matter what I did, it was never good enough. And I was just like, I'm just not good enough. But it wasn't until I left that job because I thought I'm never going to find a job making what I make ever. I'm never going to, I don't have a degree. I don't have, and then this other place comes to find me and they're going to pay me more anyway. And I'm sitting here like, hold on, because even my son, he doesn't need a degree to go do programming now. Like you don't have to have that anymore.
Right.
So
Right.
these certifications that like, well, you're not certified. I can go Photoshop a certificate if it would make you happy.
Right.
I can do that, you know, and I can even like laser you a stamp of like a seal or something. But like at the end of the day, nobody needs, especially when it comes to art, but like,
Yeah.
who needs a certification in art?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, exactly. That's exactly it.
All these people on TikTok, you know, blowing up with, you know, I met a couple at a grocery store yesterday who want to go viral on TikTok, cooking out of this cookbook and doing this thing. And I'm like, if I see one more cooking video on TikTok, I don't watch a lot of TikTok. My husband's addicted to it. But like, if I see one more video on people cooking or something like that, original meme songs, pre-recorded. It is not pre-recorded. If somebody's asking, it is not pre-recorded. So anyway, the thing of it is, I'm hoping that they can see that because that was actually from YouTube. I don't think I've ever gotten this from YouTube. But the whole thing of it is like you don't have to have that. This is art. Art is subjective. You can use what you want. There's a reason they call mixed media and mix this and mix that. You can use whatever you want. So just because you don't have a degree or certification, you can't teach it?
Right. Right. That I don't agree with that. And my whole take is I want to I want to pass on what I've learned. And also, if you can teach me a better way, so I don't even want to call them classes that I would offer, or I
Mhm.
just it's just studio time.
Yeah.
Paint. Spend some time in there. Let me show you what I know and show me what you know. That's why I always say,
100%.
show
Because
me
how
what
much,
you're doing, guys.
because in every class we've taken from her, there's somebody who will come in and say, use this product or try this or do that. That's how I learned about Zen brushes, right? So like at the end of the day, that people do that. Oh my gosh, somebody's trying to ask me if I'm ready to be famous. We're not. Are we ready to be famous?
We already are. We're famous.
Oh, okay. Well, we just got posted on Burger Planet's Discord. Anyway,
Yay.
so all the chat's gonna happen. My voice is very shrill. I have to turn my mic down. Anyway, like I don't think my mic goes down any more than it is, but here, let me check because I don't want anyone to
I think
feel
it's perfect.
okay. Well, I can't do what I need to do, but if my voice is shrill, that's just who I am. Okay. So one of the things that I think too is that I've learned just as much from other participants as I've learned from Elaine. But what I've also noticed too is that if you go and you post something, like I feel like her space is a very safe space.
Yes.
And other places not so much. And so I was noticing and I was getting frustrated. And I think we talked about this the other day, how one, people are talking about, well, you need to be certified, you should follow your instructor's instructions to the letter, and you should never go off course, and you should never do any of this stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I think I'm gonna have to block people here. Hold on. So weird. I apologize.
No, block the trolls. I'm good with that.
Well, it's funny because I'm just like, well, all of a sudden it's the YouTube stuff, and it's gonna put me on my.
It's like in the video I posted the other day where my space is safe. Is
Exactly.
You know what? Come and be you. Come and there is no wrong way. Yes, it may not be the best way, but if it works for you, do it.
I'm taking this off of YouTube. Hold on.